Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I would ask that you please remain standing as we welcome the arrival of our special guest and keynote speaker, the Dominion President. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous demande encore une fois de bien vouloir vous lever afin d'accueillir notre invité spécial, le président de la Direction nationale de la Légion royale canadienne, M. Tom Eagles. Distinguished guests, members of the Royal Canadian Legion, my name is Bruce Poulin and I will be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening. Invités distingués et membres de la Légion royale canadienne, mon nom est Bruce Poulin et je serai votre maître de cérémonie pour ce soir. And I want to thank my one fan, my mother. Welcome and thank you for being here for the opening ceremony of the 38th Legion National Youth Track and Field Championships. During the next few minutes, we will have the parade of athletes, the arrival of the official torch, followed by the opening ritual for the meet, the playing of the last post, 2 minutes of silence, the playing of the rouse or reveille as it is commonly known, and the recital of the act of remembrance. We will conclude that part of the ceremony with the laying of a wreath, and we would ask that you please remain standing during these events, and gentlemen, please remove your hats during this part as well. Bienvenue et merci à vous tous d'être ici ce soir pour la cérémonie d'ouverture pour les 38e championnats nationaux d'athlétisme pour jeunes de la Légion royale canadienne. Au cours des prochaines minutes, nous aurons le défilé des athlètes, l'arrivée du flambeau, l'ouverture pour la rencontre, l'interprétation de la sonnerie aux morts, suivie par 2 minutes de silence, l'interprétation du réveil et l'énonciation de l'acte du souvenir. Nous terminerons cette partie de la cérémonie avec le dépôt d'une couronne. Veuillez rester debout durant ces activités et les hommes sont priés de bien vouloir enlever leur coiffure. Sergeant at Arms, faites avancer la parade. Sergeant at Arms, march on the parade. The Sergeant-at-Arms leading the color party and members of the Port Coquitlam Pipe Band, le sergent d'armes à la tête de l'escorte des drapeaux et du corps de cornemuse du Port Coquitlam est Mr. Scott Browning. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Canada's young shining stars as they approach the dais, grouped in their respective provincial commands. BC Yukon will be the last as they are the host command for this event. Mesdames et messieurs, applaudissons pour accueillir les jeunes étoiles canadiennes qui sont regroupées selon leur commandement provincial avec le Yukon et Colombie-Britannique en dernière place parce qu'il est le haut commandement pour cette activité. The first team is Ontario. Première équipe, l'Ontario. The next team is from Quebec. Prochaine équipe, commandement du Québec. Suivi par la Nouvelle-Écosse et Nunavut, followed by Nova Scotia and Nunavut Command. New Brunswick Command, le commandement du Nouveau-Brunswick. Manitoba, Northwestern Ontario. Le Manitoba, nord-ouest de l'Ontario. Let's not forget Prince Edward Island, l'île du Prince-Édouard. Saskatchewan, commandement du Saskatchewan. Alberta Northwest Territories. L'Alberta, territoire du Nord-Ouest. And my personal favorite, Newfoundland Labrador. Commandement de Terre-Neuve et Labrador. And last but not least, British Columbia, Yukon. Le commandement de la Colombie-Britannique et Yukon. We're now just waiting for the athletes to find their seats before we proceed with the remaining portion of this ceremony. Now the next portion is the arrival of the torch. I would now ask that the athlete carrying the torch to please proceed. Je demanderai au porteur du flambeau qui va maintenant succéder des athlètes de bien vouloir venir se présenter devant l'estrade. This torch is hand-carved by friends of the Legion who have asked to remain anonymous, but it is truly a piece of art which you are all invited to take a look at later on during the championships. Ce flambeau a été fait à la main par des amis de la Légion qui préfèrent garder l'anonymat. C'est une véritable œuvre d'art. The torchbearer is Nick Cullen, representing Team BC Yukon Command, who will place the torch in a place of honor for the duration of these championships. Le porteur du flambeau est nul autre que Nick Cullen, représentant de l'équipe de la Colombie-Britannique Yukon, qui déposera le flambeau dans une place d'honneur pour la durée des compétitions de 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, the opening ritual will now be performed by comrades André Paquette and John Ladouceur. The ritual will be followed by the last post, 2 minutes of silence, the lament, the rouse, the recital of the act of remembrance, and the laying of a wreath by the Dominion President Tom Eagles in honor of those that gave their lives in the service of our country. Le rituel d'ouverture sera maintenant lu par les camarades André Paquette et John Ladouceur, suivi par l'interprétation de la sonnerie aux morts, une période de 2 minutes de silence, la complainte, le réveil et la lecture de l'acte du souvenir. Ensuite, nous aurons le dépôt de la couronne par le camarade Tom Eagles, président national de la Légion.
Comrade Sergeant at Arms, did you bring the color party to attention? Ladies and gentlemen, comrades all, athletes, please rise, remove your hats, and I would ask you to assist Comrade Judy Cook with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we
Avant de procéder avec l'ouverture de ces championnats nationaux d'athlétique, arrêtons-nous un instant pour évoquer respectueusement le souvenir de nos camarades qui, sur mer, sur terre et dans les airs, ont fait le sacrifice suprême pour leur souverain et leur pays. Que le sacrifice ne soit toujours un gage de persévérance afin que ceux qui ont survécu et qui ont besoin de notre aide puissent toujours compter sur nous et que le pays où nous vivons et pour lequel ils sont morts soit toujours digne du sacrifice qu'ils ont fait. Durant le silence, nous aurons une pensée pour nos camarades morts au champ d'honneur et ceux décédés depuis notre dernière rencontre.
Before we proceed to the opening of these track and field championships, let us pause for a few moments to think reverently of those of our comrades who by sea, by land, and in the air laid down their lives for their sovereign and country. Their sacrifice will ever inspire us to labor on, to the end that those who survive and need our aid may be assured of assistance, and that the country in which we live and for which they died may ever be worthy of the sacrifice they made. During the silence, we will remember our fallen comrades and those who have passed on since we last gathered together. Bugler, last post. Piper, lament. Bugler, Rouse. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Ils ne vieilliront pas comme nous qui les avons survécus. Ils ne connaîtront jamais l'outrage ni le poids des années. Quand viendra l'heure du crépuscule et celle de l'aurore, nous nous souviendrons d'eux. Nous nous souviendrons d'eux.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the athlete's oath delivered in English by Rachel Miller from Saskatchewan. Mesdames et messieurs, nous allons maintenant procéder avec le serment de l'athlète tel qu'énoncé en français par Louisa Schwartz du Nouveau-Brunswick. We will begin with Rachel.
On behalf of all athletes assembled here, we promise we will take part in the Legion Nationals in a spirit of pure competition and fair play, for the honor of our country, for the glory of sport, and in remembrance of those whose sacrifices have made this possible.
Au nom de tous et toutes les athlètes rassemblés ici, nous promettons de participer dans les nationaux de la Légion dans un esprit de pure compétition et de sportivité pour l'honneur de notre pays, la gloire du sport et le souvenir de ceux et celles dont les sacrifices nous ont permis de le faire.
You may now be seated. Alors, je demanderais bien de vouloir vous asseoir cette fois-ci pour de vrai. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to take a few moments to introduce our special guests for this event. And I would ask that you hold your applause until I have named them all. Mesdames et messieurs, permettez-moi quelques instants de vous présenter nos invités spéciaux pour cette activité. Et je vous demanderai de bien vouloir retenir vos applaudissements jusqu'à ce que j'ai terminé. The guest of honor for this evening's ceremony, the Dominion President of the Royal Canadian Legion. L'invité d'honneur pour cette cérémonie est le président de la direction nationale de la Légion royale canadienne, Comrade Tom Eagles. Okay, we usually get this right by the 8th person that I introduce. The Dominion Sports Committee Chairman of the Royal Canadian Legion, le président du comité des sports de la direction nationale, Comrade André Paquette. Member of Parliament for Langley, le député fédéral de Langley, Mark Warora. Le président du BC Yukon Command de la Légion royale canadienne, the president of BC Yukon Command of the Royal Canadian Legion, none other than Comrade Angus Stanfield. La présidente des auxiliaires féminins de la direction provinciale de la Colombie-Britannique Yukon, the president of the Ladies Auxiliary for BC Yukon Command of the Royal Canadian Legion, Ms. Karen Crashley. The Deputy Premier, Minister of Natural Gas and Development, Minister responsible for housing and Fort Langley Aldergrove, MLA, le vice-premier ministre, ministre responsable de mise en valeur du gaz naturel, ministre responsable du logement et député du Fort Langley Aldergrove, Mr. Rich Coleman. The Chief Executive Officer for Athletics Canada, the national governing body for the track and field, le représentant d'Athlétisme Canada, l'organisme national responsable de l'athlétisme, Mr. Rob Guy. His Worship, the Mayor of the Township of Langley, son honneur, le Maire Jack Froese. The Chairperson for the Local Arrangements Committee, la Présidente du Comité des préparatifs, Mrs. Leslie Maudsley. RCMP Inspector, l'inspecteur de la GRC, Mr. de Boursap. And last but not least, for the veterans that are in the crowd, I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge your presence. Alors, nous voulons aussi reconnaître s'il y a des vétérans parmi nous ce soir pour être ici. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the list of your special guests. Mesdames et messieurs, vos invités spéciaux. You may now applaud. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium the Dominion Sports Chairperson and current Vice President, Comrade André Paquette. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez accueillir le président du Comité des sports de la Direction nationale et maintenant vice-président de la Direction nationale, camarade André Paquette.
Comrades, ladies and gentlemen, athletes all, the Dominion President served a 2-year term and is the senior elected official of the Dominion Executive Council and the official spokesman of the Royal Canadian Legion. Tom Eagles, born and raised in Plaster Rock, New Brunswick, was elected Dominion President of the Royal Canadian Legion in June 2014 during the Legion's 45th convention in Edmonton, Alberta. He joined the Royal Canadian Legion in 1976 and has held elected offices at the branch, zone, district, provincial, and Dominion command levels since then. As the Dominion President of an organization that has more than 300,000 members, he chairs the Veterans Services and Seniors Committee, the Royal Commonwealth Ex-Service League Committee, and several financial committees. Tom Eagle has been an avid volunteer aside from his Legion work. He is currently the president of the Plaster Rock Minor Hockey Association and enjoys hockey, baseball, and golf. He is married to Cheryl Giberson, and they have 4 sons, Ryan, Daniel, Brooke, and Brent. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades all, athletes, please join me in welcoming our Dominion President, Comrade Tom Eagles.
Thank you very much, Andre. Distinguished guests, veterans, athletes, parents, officials, sponsors, organizers, volunteers, and Canadians of all ages here today at McLeod Athletic Park, good evening. On behalf of the more than 300,000 members of the Royal Canadian Legion, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Legion National Youth Track and Field Championships. On this, our 38th year of this championship, I'd like to acknowledge the many organizations that make this annual event possible, which includes our national headquarters in Ottawa, the Provincial Legion Youth Sports Committees, Athletics Canada, and the Local Arrangements Committee, which, by the way, is led by the Ladies Auxiliary of the BC Yukon Command. We congratulate all on a job well done. For those that know anything about the Legion, and especially for those that don't, our mission is to serve veterans, which includes serving military and RCMP members and their families, to promote remembrance and to serve our communities and our country. What is perhaps less well known is that under this mission statement, the Legion has developed sponsorship and support programs for youth athletics beyond compare. We have done so because members of the Legion look to Canadians' future through the strength and growth of the younger generations, and we nurture that growth through, amongst other things, the Legion National Youth Track and Field Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, this annual event, now in its 38th year in this format, is one which the Royal Canadian Legion is extremely proud. Since the beginnings of these championships, hundreds of thousands of young people like you, and more recently, some of the para-athletes have gathered for this event, and many have gone on to fulfill their dreams at the Commonwealth Games, the Olympics, or other national and world championships. In fact, when I was your age, and that wasn't yesterday, I took part in track and field, in discus, in shot put. Later on, my son also participated in the track and field program as a runner. So I have a personal attachment to this program, and I fully understand the commitment and sacrifice it has taken you to be here today. The Royal Canadian Legion is proud to sponsor and organize these kind of events because we believe that you, our youth, are the cornerstone of this great country. Programs such as this championship are needed as an incentive in the development of young Canadians and highlight what hard work, dedication, natural ability, and fitness can achieve. These are the into the future. And from where I stand here today at McLeod Stadium, the future looks bright. The Royal Canadian Legion also conducts these events in the name of those youth in life were cut short by the wars and conflicts that this country had to be engaged in. We do it to honor those who survived and return to become the community leaders that have made this the best country in the world in which to live. We do it to honor those Canadians who still put on a uniform and serve their country and their community of nations when called upon to do so. Your todays are a celebration of their sacrifices, and your successes and achievement are a tribute to the foresight of those who return determined to make Canada a better country. Ladies and gentlemen, 70 years ago on the 6th of June of 1944, the great liberation of Europe was begun on the beaches of Normandy, France, by the Allied effort of which Canada was again asked to punch above its weight. Landing on Juno Beach, the men of the 3rd Canadian Division and its support elements by the end of the day stood deeper into France than any of those of the other division. The opposition the Canadians faced was stronger than any other beat save Omaha, and the cost and the human loss was over 340 dead and 570 physically wounded. The emotional and spiritual cost was immeasurable and would be felt for decades by those that were there. In fact, the men of the 3rd Division that day and those that followed would be etched on their psychic forever. Ladies and gentlemen, freedom does not come cheap. To some, these are just words, but to the men of the 3rd Canadian Division, it is their legacy. Born of a time when the world was in peril, they answered the call. Look into their eyes, past the ravages of age, and you will see the youth that once saved the world in turmoil. You'll see the sorrow and pride, which is theirs alone. And it's my honor today to be able to introduce to you some of the Canada's D-Day veterans.
we are in your debt. Let me again thank the organizers of this meet at the Dominion, provincial, and branch levels, including the BC Yukon Ladies Auxiliary. As well, the hundreds of volunteers and officials are owed a great big vote of thanks for their efforts on your behalf. What collectively they have achieved will ensure our stay in the township of Langley will be one to remember. And finally, to the spectators and parents here today, let me challenge you to join the Legion if you have not already, because it is largely through our membership dues that we are able to hold this event. Membership in the Legion matters to your children, your community, your country, and your decision to join, if you're not already members, matters. Thank you very much.
I would now ask that you help me and join me in welcoming you to the host province, Mr. Mark Warra, Member of Parliament. Pour vous souhaiter la bienvenue à la province d'accueil, je vous inviterai, M. Mark Warra, de vous dire et vous adresser quelques mots.
Thank you. Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir. Our veterans, parents, volunteers, coaches, welcome to the 38th Legion National Youth Track and Field Championship being held again in beautiful Langley, British Columbia. Langley is proud to host this prestigious event for the second year in a row. With our great hospitality, exuberant fans, incredible volunteers, and state-of-the-art facilities, these games will prove to be an outstanding competition, I'm sure. No event would be what it is without a dedicated group of volunteers, so it's so important that we thank again the Royal Canadian Legion, specifically the Ladies Auxiliary, for the BC Yukon Command, as well as the local Legion branches for their hard work and dedication making this event possible. Let's give them a thank you. This year's games are particularly significant because of its commemorative theme, the 70th anniversary of D-Day and the Battle of Normandy. Canadians cherish values of freedom, democracy, and the rule of law, values for which Canadians fought and died. Through their brave, sacrificial service, they turned the tide of the Second World War and ultimately helped liberate Europe and the world from Nazi tyranny. Finally, I want to take a moment to speak to the athletes. Through enduring hard-fought qualifications and the many, many hours and years of training, you have arrived here today at these games. Welcome, congratulations. I wish you all success and good sportsmanship. So on behalf of the Government of Canada, we wish you all safe and exciting games. Welcome.
I want to ask the Deputy Premier, le Vice-Premier Ministre Provincial, Mr. Rich Coleman, to say a few words.
Good evening, bonsoir mes amis, la belle province. That's it. I am very pleased to be here tonight. This is such a great facility and a great community for you to be in, to participate in this great event. I want to thank Dominion Command and Pacific Yukon, members of the Royal Canadian Legion for this, the people in the lime green shirts who are the volunteers who actually make this community tick whenever we do try and have an event. I always reflect on the anniversary of D-Day because both my father, who was at sea delivering folks to the beaches, and my father-in-law was on the beaches during D-Day. And ironically today, which is August the 15th, at 9:13 this morning, my son, who was a veteran of Afghanistan, welcomed into the world my fourth grandchild. I think it's important to recognize that contribution that generations of Canadians have made to give us what we have today, that we can come together in competition and in peace to enjoy each other's challenges and abilities, but more importantly, to actually, as a group of athletes, get to know each other and become friends for life across the country, from province to province and jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Enjoy these next few days, enjoy the competition, and have a great time. And while you're doing that, I hope you achieve your personal bests in whatever event you're in, because I do know that track and field is one of the great pleasures that I had as a youth when I participated in high school as an athlete, just like you are today, although I don't look anywhere near an athlete today. I want to also thank the parents and the people that put in the time and the coaches that help you train so you can be here today and participate, because it's so important. It's character building. It's a great opportunity for you to be here. I want to thank our community and everybody involved, but most importantly, I want to thank the athletes. For each time you hit that field and you do your best, you inspire us all.
Welcoming you to the host city, the mayor of the Langley Township, His Worship Jack Froese. Pour vous souhaiter la bienvenue à la ville d'accueil, son honneur, His Worship Jack Froese.
Well, good evening, everyone. And it's my honor and my pleasure to welcome every one of you on behalf of the Township of Langley Council and all of the residents of the Township of Langley to our beautiful facility here at McLeod Athletic Park. This is an exciting and prestigious event that has generated a lot of excitement, and we're thrilled to once again host it in our community. Our thanks go to all of you for being here this weekend and for what is sure to be an exceptional show of sportsmanship and athletic ability. I'm also very honored to be on the podium with so many distinguished guests. I would like to introduce two of our counselors who are with us today, Councillor Bob Long and Councillor Charlie Fox. This is the second year in a row that the Township of Langley has hosted such a high caliber competition, and we're thrilled to welcome you back again today. Last year, more than 1,000 young athletes gathered here from across the country to compete in this event. It truly was a privilege to have so many talented, hardworking young people here, all in one place, all pursuing their goals and striving to be their best. The athletes really impressed us with their skill and dedication, and now we know what to expect. We're even more eager to get underway and witness what you can do again this year. The Legion National Youth Track and Field Championships are very significant. For you aspiring young athletes, this is an opportunity to strive for your goals, to test your limits, and aim to be the best in the country. For many, these championships are a pivotal step towards achieving your dreams of competing at the post-secondary level, going on to world championships, or maybe even competing in the Olympics. These are big goals, and it's taken a lot of hard work to get here, taken a lot of talent and commitment to get where you are today. We congratulate you on everything you've done to become such exceptional athletes and the strides you've taken to achieve your dreams. Reaching those goals also takes a lot of support from other people, parents, coaches, officials, staff, sponsors, volunteers, and those who work behind the scenes. They've given you what you need to excel and to be your best. They've made an extraordinary effort to make the Legion Youth Nationals happen. We're very grateful to all of you for what you've done to make this competition a reality and bring it to our community. Our thanks also go to Athletics Canada and BC Athletics for the roles they've played in supporting the Legion Nationals here in Langley. The Township of Langley is an exceptional sports destination, and we're honored to welcome you here where you can enjoy our world-class facilities, our dedicated volunteers, and our enthusiastic fans. We're sure you'll have a memorable experience here at McLeod Athletic Park, which is home to our local track and field club, the Langley Mustangs. The Mustangs organization has risen to the occasion numerous times over the past few years, as the Township of Langley has played host to many national and provincial events. Sincere thanks go to President Brent Dolfo and the Mustangs executive, coaches, parents, and volunteers for the continued support of track and field in this community. We are exceptionally proud of our home track and field club. Of course, we're here today because of the special service group, the Royal Canadian Legion. This is a long-serving volunteer organization that does amazing things for our veterans, those in need in our community, and for our youth. These championships and the Legion's National Track and Field Program have been running for decades and continue to provide youth from coast to coast with an opportunity to compete nationally. The Legion is a shining example of a dedicated organization making a difference in the lives of others, and we're truly grateful for all that you do. We would like to give a huge thank you to the Royal Canadian Legion and the Ladies Auxiliary of BC Yukon Command for all the work that went into bringing this event to life. Whether you're an athlete, a coach, an official, or a fan in the stands, the Legion Youth Nationals are a very special event, and we expect to see great things accomplished over the next few days. Congratulations to everyone, and best of luck in the 2014 National Youth Track and Field Championships. Thank you.
I will now invite the representative from Athletics Canada, Mr. Rob Guy, le représentant d'Athlétisme Canada, Mr. Rob Guy.
Thanks everyone, and it's great to be back again at this year's Legion Nationals. I want to say first of all, this is the first time I've been to the McLeod Athletic Park. It's a great facility. Certainly want to express my thanks and appreciation to anybody that was involved in getting this done, because it's just fantastic. These events don't happen without the support of a lot of people. I'd certainly like to thank our funding partners, our sponsors, the organizing committee, every level of Legion. All the volunteers, coaches. It just takes so many people to put on an event like that. Just wonderful. To the athletes, this is your championship. This is a chance for you to come and show us your stuff. Have fun, compete hard, and get some PBs. Today, you're wearing your provincial uniforms. You've worked really hard to get there. And I know that over the next couple of years, I'm going to see a lot of you putting on the Canadian uniform as well. So work hard, enjoy, and have a great weekend.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the chairperson of the Local Arrangements Committee, Mrs. Leslie Maudsley. Et enfin, la dernière mais non la moindre, la présidente du comité local des préparatifs, Leslie Maudsley.
Veterans, athletes, President Eagle, ladies and gentlemen, first let me begin by saying thank you for giving my Local Arrangements Committee the opportunity to once again bring you to the Royal Canadian Legion National Youth Track and Field here in the Township of Langley. The past 2 years has been a great experience that we will never forget. Working with such a fantastic committee has been very rewarding. In life, there are so many people that we need to say thank you, like your parents, whose patience, support, and love are beyond telling. Your coaches, who are with you every step of the way of your chosen sport, giving you advice and help, and making you achieve your goals. Some goals we reach, some we don't, but please never stop trying. There's a group of individuals that we really need to say thank you to, our veterans. This year we celebrate the 70th anniversary of the D-Day landing in Normandy, and honor those men and women who sacrificed their lives so that we could live in the best country in the world in peace, harmony, and freedom, Canada. Gentlemen, words cannot describe the gratitude we owe our veterans. On behalf of my committee, I congratulate you all on being here today. Your dedication, commitment, and focus will be evident, and we wish you all the best in all your various competitions. And remember, athletes, we are here for you. If you need anything, track down a light blue shirt with LAC on it, and you can have it. Okay. Oh, that's true. Good luck, good sportsmanship, and please remember, have fun. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you once again the Dominion President of the Royal Canadian Legion, Comrade Tom Eagles, who will officially open the 38th Legion National Youth Track and Field Championships. Mesdames et messieurs, il me fait maintenant grandement plaisir de vous présenter encore une fois notre président de la Direction nationale de la Légion, qui ouvrira officiellement les 38e Jeux championnats nationaux d'athlétisme pour la Légion pour jeunes.
Okay, how we're going to do this, athletes, we'll do a countdown. We'll start at 5, we'll work our way down. When we get to 0, I will kick it off, okay? 5. I now officially declare the 38th Legion National Youth Track and Field Championships open.
Sergeant at Arms, march off the colors. Sergent d'armes, veuillez retirer les drapeaux. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you to please rise for the marching off of the colors and remain standing for the departure of the guests of honor and the entire dignitary party. This concludes the ceremony. We would ask that our Legion athletes please remain where you are. And for the spectators, I want to offer a personal congratulations for being here and joining us, and please drive safely and see you tomorrow. Ceci termine la cérémonie pour ce soir. On demande aux athlètes de bien vouloir rester en place. Et j'inviterai les mesdames et messieurs qui ont participé à cette ouverture de bien vouloir conduire prudemment, et on espère de vous revoir demain. Thank you and merci.